Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is 365801 and this is another NetGalley reading vlog. I have been missing in action for quite some time, and I have tried to do this video numerous times, and I've tried to make other videos even more, so I have not been very good at making videos. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I will actually get this filmed and edited and uploaded. I have filmed quite a lot and just not actually done anything. Anyway, here's a reading vlog. I am starting off my morning with some lemon water and the first volume, In the Clear Moonlit Dusk by Mika Yamamori. Just ignore that dirt there. And I'm gonna have some, this is like my new routine. I'm trying some MSM with vitamin C and some of these probiotics to try and make myself feel good. So I'm starting the day with some water and some supplements, and then in an hour's time I might have something to eat. But hopefully I'll have finished this in an hour. I'll get back to you. So just before I start talking about In the Clear Moonlit Dusk, I just wanted to show you the size of these. They're like monsters. They're like proper... Oh my god, I need my nails cut. They're like proper big... Like, I try to swallow that. It's... You gotta have UK skills there. Anyway, this is delightful. I loved it. So this is Yoi, and this is Kohaku, and they do kind of look like two boys, two beautiful boys, and that's how they're viewed in the school. Yoi is just a beautiful, beautiful boy who happens to be a girl. It's kind of the same if you've watched Gekkan Shoujo Nozaki-kun, Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun, you will know that this character exists, but with a completely different personality. Because Yoi is like a cinnamon roll. She's got the shoujo heart, but she's in the body of a beautiful prince, and so she's called Prince. But here's the other prince, who obviously has a beauty spot because chef's kiss, why wouldn't he? And he seems to be the only boy in school who has noticed and recognised the beauty that is Yoi from a female perspective, rather than all of the boys and the girls in school who just consider her princely and beyond. So I was wondering what this was going to be about, because the cover art doesn't necessarily hint at it in that way, but this is fabulous. I want volume 2. It's kind of like yeah, you know, like not like other girls type trope, but in a different way, as in not like other girls because she's kind of a boy, but she's not inside. Her heart is pure shoujo. But it's really funny. I love the chibis, I like the artwork. It's very entertaining so far. As a story, Kohaku, if he was in real life, I would stay away from. I would advise stay away from that guy, you know? He seems a little bit full on, maybe a bit intense. He does things that I'm like, only in a shoujo manga can you get away with that, because in real life, whoop whoop, son of the police. No way would it be tolerated in real life. So yeah, it's very funny, it's very cute, it is a lovely first volume, and I would very much like to see what happens to these two cutie pies, princely cutie pies, in the next volumes. So I have put on some eggs to boil. I'm gonna have some eggs. I've got some pink grapefruit, yogurt, maybe some crackers. That's what I'm gonna have for breakfast. I've got some coffee before I start the day. I definitely need that. I'm gonna read the Decagon House Murders Volume 1. This is art by Hiro Kiyohara and story by Yukito Ayatsuji. The artwork on the cover looks familiar. Like, I don't know. Hiro Kiyohara. I don't know anything about these people. But the artwork looks familiar. And this looks like murder mystery, you know, like, and then there were none. What was that in Japanese? Soshite dare ni mo... No, I can't remember. What it is in Japanese. Anyway, Agatha Christie. Very much detective murder mystery type things I really love. So I think we should get more of that in BL. Where's a BL for that? If you know, actually, because I think, did Josh Lanyon do some sort of murder mystery? Is that true? Has anyone read any Josh Lanyon? Is that who it is? Anyway, The Decagon House Murders, Volume 1. I'm going to give this a wee read while my eggs are boiling, and then I'm going to maybe make some breakfast. I'll show you if it's pretty. If it's not, I won't show you. Well, I've got my crackers and some egg. It's like mayonnaise and margarine and salt and pepper. So nothing fancy. But I'll show you anyway, because I was happy to discover I had some of these left. Yay! They're like little poppy seed ones. Anyway, where am I? On here. It's interesting so far. Oh. It's like some sort of group of, like a circle, university circle. They're all smarty pants, like Smart Alex as well as Smarty Pants. They're all fancy. So they're fairly young, and they're all going to an island. Of course, it's uninhabited. There is a house where they can stay. There's no electricity. It's called the Decagon house because there's 10 rooms and it's in the shape of a decagon, obviously. And then there's also the remains of a house, a big mansion that burnt down 6 months earlier, and a family and the servants were killed, and they don't know exactly who did it, and that's the mystery. And they're all here, I think, to use their sort of murder mystery club skills to see if they can discover anything. I don't know. I'm assuming there's going to be shenanigans happening. They've all got code names of literary figures, like Edgar Allan Poe. One of them's called Poe, or Agatha after Agatha Christie, that kind of thing. So yeah, they're pretentious. But I'm enjoying it so far. It seems like it's a good premise, a good setup. It definitely has that sort of like, and then there were none. All these people on an uninhabited island, and you know, something's gonna go down, as it does. So yeah, I'm gonna have some breakfast and have a wee read. So I just finished reading volume 1 of the Decagon House Murders. I really enjoy it, actually. It's really good. It's kind of like a tale of two halves at the moment. So everyone on this page, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. Everyone on this page are members of the mystery novel club at the university, who have all travelled to the uninhabited island where 6 months prior there was a house or mansion that burnt down and people inside it were murdered, and there's another house that was built by the man who owned the island that's in the shape of a decagon. So they are all staying there, and they're all into murder mystery, but also it seems that there's most likely going to be, you know, the shenanigans of a murderer and murders and detective work kind of going on there. And that's one half of the story that's happening. At the same time, these three characters are on like the mainland and have all kind of met due to the fact that a letter was sent to this girl here about the death of someone who was part of their group or their circle, who died the previous year, and claiming that they all were the cause of her death, or that they had murdered her. The guy who's in the chair is another member of them. They all have names or code names that are based on So he's Morris and she is Conan, like Arthur Conan Doyle. This gentleman here happens to be a friend of the brother of the man who's supposed to have died in the mansion. So I think he obviously has a lot more to do with it than he's letting on. Let's just be honest. And it's also interesting because it's the Decagon house murders. So if you think about the members of the circle, there's 7 members here, and then there's the 2 members here, which makes 9, and then the girl who died, which would make 10. So I do think that, you know, this is all been planned. It's quite interesting so far. So they're on the trail of the letter writer, whoever that person may be, because is it the dead man who sent it, or is it someone else pretending to be the dead man, or is the dead man not actually dead and faked his own death and he's the murderer? It's all a bit odd. So there's basically been 2 murders which are connected but aren't connected. So it seems very interesting. I am intrigued. I'm liking how it's going. I can't believe it's 1 o'clock already in the afternoon. What happened? But because it's a detective story, I think you're getting a lot more reading. It's a lot more meatier than your average manga, because it's a lot of talking, a lot of story and introducing the characters. So it takes a while. But it did actually get quite interesting. So that's the Decagon house that they're all staying, and there's a hall in the middle. It's quite dark, the artwork, but it kind of feels like it's familiar, like I've seen it before. But I do like the characters. I do like this sort of like cast of characters on who's going to be the one who is the murderer. Because I watch a lot of detective TV programs as well. So yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. It's good. And yeah, I wouldn't mind reading the second volume just because I'm invested. I'm invested. And it left on a cliffhanger. I won't tell you what happened, but you can imagine. It's a murder mystery and it's the first volume. They want you to go out and get the second volume, so obviously something's just happened at the end of the first volume. So yeah, I am going to tidy up my house a wee bit, and then I'm going to go for a walk and a bit of a shop, because I have nothing in the house to eat. So I'm going to need some food. So I have to go to the shops to buy some food, and I'll probably pick up some stuff. So I might take you with me. I'll see, well, I don't know. I might go into some shops, thrift shops and things like that as well. I do need to go to the post office or one of the station shops to pick up some like packaging material to send books to someone. So that's what I definitely need to do. Just before I go for my walk to the shops, I thought I would show you how my no-buy month did in August. Pretty good, right? I will have to just actually I think I'll just film a video and get it done, but I won't do it for August. I'll do this as September and try not to spend in September. as usual, did a great job. But this is a question: is one of these an out of print manga, and does it complete a publisher? Let me know in the comments below if you think you know which publisher I may have completed. I can't remember, so I know it's one of them. But yeah, which BL publisher will be the first one I complete? And is it in the stack? Oh, just about to leave, and here is another wee parcel. Wonder what it is. Is it an out of print title? I think it must be. I think it must be. Ooh. Well, that'll be another one to add to the September. It's definitely September. This is definitely a September haul title. Oh well, we'll see. So I'm back, but I'm lying on the sofa. See? I've got my feet up just to try and make myself feel better. I made it to the high street where the shops are, and just as I was going into the post office to get gas, electricity and some packaging stuff for sending a parcel, I started to feel very, very ill, and so I very quickly got a couple of little groceries, and they're still in the bag in the hallway. I haven't unpacked. I've literally just come in and gone, oh, I feel really sick. I don't know what happened. I just suddenly feel it sometimes happens. I sometimes feel very sick suddenly. Then I need a bit of time to lie down, and I'll probably need a couple of hours, which is not great, but then it is. It is what it is. I have, though, to cheer me up, episode 59 of Pian Pian has just gone up. So I will have a wee read of that. I love Pian Pian, and I'm happy that we're maybe hopefully starting these guys' story. You know what's happening. And they got up to all kinds of drunken, naked shenanigans in the last episode that only got hinted at. So I want to know what happened between them, because I was waiting for it, and this is cheering me up. So I'm going to have a wee read of episode 59. I love Pian Pian, you should check it out. And then I'll put my shopping away. Once I've kind of got over, or I don't need to go to the toilet to be sick or anything. I don't know. It's just, it is what it is. It is what it is. So yeah, 5-10 minutes on the sofa should put me to rights. Right, so I'm alive again, hopefully. I literally just had to lie down for about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. I don't even know what the time is. But this is what I got. Some stuff to hopefully wrap it up. I'm going to see if I can get some cardboard as well. And I had a little, like, snoozy nap, and I don't know, it's getting quite... I don't even know what time it is. I think I'll start reading the next manga and let you know what it is. So it's quite a bit later on in the evening now. My mum phoned and I was almost finished this. And then she was on the phone for ages. So I didn't actually manage to get it finished until now. This is volume 1 of I Was Reincarnated as the 7th Prince, so I can take my time perfecting my magical ability. Which is a long-ass light novel title, which I'm guessing is actually what this used to be. So this is, I think, an original light novel series, and this is the manga adaptation. This is story by Kenkyo Nasakuru, art by Yosuke Kokuzawa, and the character design by Meru. I did not have high hopes for this, although I think the art cover is really cute. And I was like, oh, there's a wee goat, it looks funny, it's a boy, you know, reincarnation, blah blah blah. It's very much of the light novel type story, and I thought I wouldn't really like it as much, but I love this was great! And I didn't expect to, so I was really, really pleased. The main character is this gentleman here. Look at this distinguished gentleman. He is 10 years old. He has been reincarnated. He was originally a peasant who tried to learn magic, and then he was killed by a nobleman who said, you know, you need the bloodline, you need the aptitude, and you need dedication to be a great sorcerer, and you don't have them. Like, maybe you have dedication because maybe he's spent all his time, you know, trying to learn magic, but as a peasant, you won't have the amount of magic that the noblemen do. So he is killed by a great deal of magic and is reincarnated as the 7th prince of the kingdom. But he retains all of his memories. As a baby, the ability to use magic as well, he instantly has. So he's already incredibly talented and has the aptitude and obviously has the dedication, because that's all he can think about. He just wants to learn magic. And he's like the final boss, but as a baby. He's like final boss baby. And then he just spends his childhood learning about more magic. And of course, in the castle, there's loads of books about magic. He gets a wee sidekick. He's learning swordsmanship from his like mentor. He's having a grand old time. His body's full of mana, like spiritual or magical energy, I suppose. And he meets some other fighter, Tao, who teaches him about Qi, like or Qi, you know, like Tai Chi, the Qi of Qi, but Qi, like Qigong. So yeah, he learns about that as well. So he's just basically leveling up, and he's super, super strong. But he's 10, so he's kind of like just making himself stronger. But he's already like a final boss. It's ridiculous. But I like that about it, because, you know, it's not often that the person, they've got to go through their training, and he's like, no man, I'm there already. He's like really good. So yeah, it's kind of funny, the design is a little bit like not necessarily to my taste, because it's a little bit too smoothed and rounded. He looks a bit too Shota, if that's what you're into. But the actual artwork is lovely. I really enjoyed it. And it was easy to read. And it was dynamic. And the funny, like, look at that. You've got all different kinds. You've got a bit of action, a bit of the chibbiness going on there. Look at this wee face. So it is fun, and I did enjoy it. And it was action-packed. The pace was brilliant. It does make me think I'd probably have enjoyed reading it as a light novel. But I am enjoying it as a manga. So yeah, I would definitely give this one a go. It's better than I thought it was going to be. And I didn't think this was going to be up my street at all. But the fantasy element I actually really enjoy. And Prince Lloyd, as he is known now, is actually quite a fun character. Because he's like 10 years old and he's a total badass. And I just like that. It's very much what you'd expect from like a Shonen Jump title, I guess. But it's not Shonen Jump, it's Kodansha. So yeah, give this one a go. It's actually really good. I don't know what I'm going to read next. I might have some food now, because I am feeling a little bit hungry. But maybe just, I don't know, I'll go see what there is in the kitchen. Or what I brought back, basically. Not much, because I didn't shop for much. I was like ready to go home because I was feeling really sick. So yeah, I might have a little light snack and then move on to whatever I've got next. So I've decided to go with a wee chicken sandwich with some lettuce leaves. I think the next one I'm going to read is Peach Boy Riverside. No idea what that's about, so I'm going to give this one a wee go. Okay, so good afternoon. It is not the same day. This is the next day, and it's actually the afternoon. I had to get up quite early. I had some electricians coming over, and they were sorting out my new fire alarm system in the house and doing lots of other checks. Two very nice young men. All masked up, COVID safe, don't worry about it. We all kept our distance. And I had all the windows open, so it was very cold and dark and grey this morning. The sun's come out now, so it's actually looking quite nice. I know you are expecting me to talk about that Peach Boy Riverside, is that what it was called? Nope. I went to bed and I was like, I don't want to. I want to read this one. And that is My Summer of You, or The Summer of You, Volume 1 by Nagisa Furuya. This is the very first BL manga that NetGalley have had that I've been able to get. And it just made my heart sing to know that there was an actual BL that I was able to have a read of. Because, oh my goodness, doesn't that just look gorgeous? And they are super, super cute. And I knew I was going to love it. I tried making this video a few days ago, and I was like, okay, just start with the thing you're gonna love, because then, you know, you've been disappointed with a few of the Kodansha titles in the past few months. Just start with something that's good. And I opened it up and I looked at the first like couple of pages, and then I was like, no, save it save it for the end, the last one, because you're gonna want to read something, you know, just in case they're all terrible. And this is absolutely beautiful. It's lovely, and I love the cloud in the middle, and that's kind of evocative of the whole volume. It's this building up of tension, like the atmosphere of a summer storm approaching, and these huge big clouds that just fill the air with electricity, and with this sort of heavy humidity of, I guess, something to come. And that's kind of how their relationship is. It's this friendship between these two boys who decide to visit locations from a movie that they both enjoyed, and it's just their like summer of traveling around and chatting and visiting sites and eating food and laughing and joking and getting to know each other even more deeply and just enjoying each other's company, but at the same time being aware that there is this undercurrent of emotion and feeling that will have to be addressed at some point, which is why I like that sort of evocative summer storm type thing. It's that sense of unease and yet excitement that comes from, ooh, is it gonna thunderstorm? Ooh, is it gonna rain? And that heat as well that comes from the heat and humidity of a Japanese summer. So yeah, this is absolutely lovely. It's very beautifully drawn. Really, really enjoyed it. I know that it's already out and available in print, so I will have to pick up a print copy. Definitely. So I'm very happy about my wee read of my summer review. Oh, such a good volume. Highly recommend. And very happy. I think I will try and make a photo using this this image or the title page for my thumbnail. So yeah, other than that though, oh my goodness, let's see if I can get the page up. Here it is. This is just been up there, like I literally just finished it. Like I have to read this now. This is extra number 7 of the 1000 Autumns extras. I have now finished it. This person is uploading the extras, and oh, this is the one, people. This was the one. Oh my god, I had to stop and walk away briefly. There was a moment, there was a phrase that just hit me, and I just thought it was so wonderful. I wonder if I can find it. Every once in a while I find these things where the translator has translated something from the Chinese, and it just hits you in a way that is new. Oh, that's what it was. I want to see if I can find the phrase, because it's really hilarious. But also, oh, there you go. I wonder if you can see it. Rendered a puddle. To be rendered a puddle. I love that, because you could be rendered speechless, you could be rendered, you know, in a way, but to be rendered a puddle is that juxtaposition of such a great quality word like rendered and such a mundane thing, a puddle. And I just loved it. Rendered a puddle is something that I just, every once in a while I find them in this. If you've not, go and try and see if you can get hold of all the different bits of the 1000 Autumns novel and give it a read. I love them so much. I love them, and this was tough to read because it was starting to get hot and steamy, and then it's getting really hot and steamy, and look, the emotion, oh, I really had to just put it down and just breathe for a wee moment, because I was getting so like, oh, it's happening. It was very much like, wow, I can't believe this. And then there is that sort of fade black, and yet at the same time I'm kind of glad that it wasn't as explicit as some other novels, because it leaves it up to the imagination, but it also leaves them as the two main characters, Shen Chao and Yang Moshu, their privacy, as they should. I have followed these guys for over 130 chapters, and they've been through a lot together, so I kind of feel like, yeah, you deserve your little moment, and I don't need to witness it, which is saying something considering I'm mainly a BL fan. Anyway, I'm gonna try and see if I can actually read, what was it called? Peach Boy Riverside? I will try and read that and get back to you. It's the last one I think I need to read. So I actually finished Peach Boy Riverside. It didn't take me long at all once I got into it. This is an original story by Cool Kyosinya and art by Johan? I don't know. I gotta say, I wasn't really a huge fan of the artwork at the start. So here is, like, the art cover style is nice enough. But this first couple of, you know, like this little intro bit took a while to actually get into the story. And I don't really feel like it started properly until the ogre showed up. And then it was like, oh, okay, cool. Now something's happening. And I wanted to ask a question. It's this next page. Does this look like the physique of a man? I don't know. I just don't think it does. I was like, is it? It looks weird. The proportions and stuff. Like, I know the trousers are supposed to be like loose around the midriff area. Like, they haven't been pulled up properly and affixed. But I don't know. It just didn't look like I don't know, like a proper human body. Anyway, the story is following this person here. She has like traditional, you know, cutesy girly design, which I was like, oh god, I hate these types. and she doesn't, she changes, so it's fine. And this person here, who looks like a very cute person, but is actually a man. There is a character, I wonder if I can get a good image. Like, there's some nice artwork. This, like, really nice, like, character design there. I really like that. And then there's a really nice character later on. See if I can find. Here she is. This wee cute one. This is Frau, and she is like a bunny, but she's, what did they call them? Like demi-humans. So, and this is the girl, but she's cut her hair, and she's now going by the name Sally, which is great. So the art style is okay. I quite like it. It kind of sits with the setting, which is a weird setting. It's like kind of, you know, one of these fantasy European-esque medieval type settings. Basically, the story follows this girl who is a princess in a castle, and she meets the guy Mikoto, who is an ogre killer. And the most famous ogre killer in Japanese stories is a peach boy called Momotaro. So there's, if you've ever watched that, what was it called? Now I can't remember it. The guy who's like the guy who lives in hell, and he's like the administrator in hell. And oh, now I can't remember it. Let me know in the comments below, because I'll forget. He does have to meet Momotaro, who is a character who's kind of down in one of the hells, and he is a very pretty boy. And so Momotaro traditionally is thought of as a very beautiful Bishonen. And yeah, Bishonen is right. Very, very pretty peach boy. And then this girl is also has a feeling like she needs to go and be an adventurer, and cannot stay in her, you know, safe castle. And she meets him. He inspires her to go on a travel, and she goes on her travels. And she meets Frau, who is the demi-human hare. She's like a bunny person. and they meet other ogres, and they meet villagers, and they meet like the head of the knights, Hawthorne, and so it's like start of a wee adventure. And I was kind of like, this is okay, and then all of a sudden I was finished, and it was like end of volume 1. And I know volume 2 is coming out in maybe this month, maybe next month, and I was already like hooked. Yeah, this is a good story. I want to know more. And it does have comedic elements as well. It does have action and adventure and interesting characters and character designs. Yeah, Peach Boy Riverside. I did not think I would enjoy this, but I enjoyed this, which is odd, because I think that's everything that I needed to read, and I've enjoyed everything. So I just need to take a photograph for the thumbnail, and I've got one more thing to talk about. Okay, so I'm trying to set up for like a thumbnail shot, which is a bit different from the usual ones, but I'm wondering if that's too... I want some blue colours of things that I might have, but I don't know, maybe just having it on and then just black would be better, like that kind of thing. I don't know. It's hard to do Instagram shots. Anyway, I was using my multivitamins as a sort of stand for it. Anyway, I'll try and see if I can get a good shot, and then I'll tell you about the last book that I read. So hopefully that was an okay photograph that I can use in my video for the thumbnail. Anyway, so this was the one I enjoyed the most, obviously, is BL. I'm gonna say that, haven't I? But this is something that I also read. It's called Homefront, Jackson Altieri. And this is also a NetGalley read that I was able to get, but it was obviously not manga, novel, and it was not great, unfortunately, and it was a real slog, and I started reading it like a month ago, and it really did take me, because I managed to read, I think, struggle through 75% of it, and then I really forced myself to read the last 25% just so I can write a review on it, because it's a bit overdue. So yeah, it was a bit disappointing, not great, wouldn't recommend. So I have actually read quite a lot. So I read Homefront as the novel, and my summer review, love it, 5 stars definitely. Peach Boy Riverside, quite enjoyed, intrigued, 3 to 4 stars, probably 3.5. Intriguing. The one that was the surprise was I was reincarnated as the 7th prince, so I can take my time. What is it? Take my time perfecting my magical ability is so long, I can't even say it. But that apparently is based on a light novel series, and I thoroughly enjoyed that one. That was great. I also read volume 1 of the Decagon House Murders, and that is also based on a book that I found out was published in 1987 and kind of reinvigorated the whole murder mystery book industry in Japan. So yeah, I do think it's got solid storytelling going on. And then of course the first one I read was In the Clear Moonlit Dusk, which I also actually really enjoyed. So what did I give? I'd say Decagon House Murders at least a 4. I would say, yeah, the 7th Prince, loved it, a 5. I'd say a solid 4, 4.5 for the Decagon House Murders. And In the Clear Moonlit Dusk, probably a 4 star at the moment, just because there's elements to it that I'm like, that's a little bit too... Well, that just don't sit well with me. The whole not like other girls thing, the pursuing someone who's kind of saying, nah, you're alright. And there are elements in real life that I don't particularly like. But yeah. So anyway, those are what I read for my NetGalley. And I need to type up the reviews now and add them to my NetGalley account. But I really did enjoy it. Very surprising. My summer review, BL, highly recommend, as usual. But that was really exciting to get one from NetGalley. Very happy to get that. I really enjoyed everything I read, which is surprising because Well, other than Homefront. But it's surprising that everything I read that I was able to get access to, I really enjoyed. This is, I think, the first time I've been like 4 or 5 stars for pretty much everything. Even Peach Boy Riverside. Yeah, really enjoyed that. So this was a good little haul from NetGalley. Thanks NetGalley for letting me read them. Thanks Kodansha for letting me read them. And hope you find these interesting and informative. Go out and buy my summer review. I'm going to have to find a good copy in print now. So hopefully I'll get this edited and up. And hopefully some other videos as well. At some point in the future. Hope everyone's doing well. Take care. Tell your loved ones that you love them. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!